Hey, what is up, YouTube, and all you crazy Slipknot Joey Jordison fans out there? Something a little bit different on this video. I thought I'd reach out to some of my drummer buddies here in New Zealand and see what kind of impact Joey Jordison had on them and sort of how they felt about his passing and sort of how it affected them and just some of their thoughts on Joey Jordison. I'm not an expert in this kind of drumming at all, not even going to pretend to be. And I don't often listen to this music, although lately I've been listening to a little bit of Slipknot. Surprisingly to me, I've been really digging it. So I thought, I'd go to some friends and see what they have to say and get their sort of raw emotion on how they're feeling about it. I sort of go back to, I did a metal roundtable on my podcast, the NZ Drummer Podcast. And I did a metal roundtable with Jamie St. Marat from Ulcerate, Mark Reese, and Jeremy Suckling, three of the most well-respected heavy metal drummers in New Zealand. And there were so many concepts that we talked about that changed my view on metal, and from doing all these reactions, the passion from the metal fans is incredible. I don't think it's matched, to be honest. And you get real fans of the band and fans of the music. They're not sort of there as a fad. It's not like fashionable or anything. It's just they're lifers. And that concept of lifers, I think Jamie St. Marat brought it up on the podcast. In metal, in the extreme genres, you get lifers, and they're there for life. Like, they are really into this. And they're not mucking around. They know their stuff. They want authenticity, and they really respect the people who deliver that authenticity. I kind of likened it to spicy food in that, you start liking spicy food. I don't know if you like hot Indian or Mexican food or anything like that. And, you start to eat more and more of it. And the more you take, the more you eat, or the more you listen to in the music case, the more you kind of need. And, to get the heart rate up and to really get the adrenaline pumping, you might need a little bit more, like your tolerance goes up. And I have personally really 100% found that from doing all these reaction videos. I've felt that by doing more and more of them and listening to bands that honestly I would not have listened to before. I'm just going to be completely honest. Sometimes even from the titles, you hear these crazy titles and you think, oh, I don't want to go there. But you give it a chance, you listen to it and you think, hey, like, I knew the drumming would always be crazy in that stuff. And these extreme heavy drummers, they do stuff that I could never even dream of doing. But the actual music itself, it grows on you, and you give it a chance and you start to like it more and more. So that's just been fantastic. Anyway, that's just my ramblings, just a few quick thoughts. Hey, we're going to go and check out what a few of my local drum buddies had to say, some of their thoughts on Joey Jordison and Slipknot. Let's check it out.
Hey guys, I'm Clayton, drummer from Metaract. I'm just here to quickly talk about Joey Jordison, aka number one. Because Joey was a songwriter, his passion and emotion for the music came across in his drumming more than a lot of drummers. And what that meant was every time there was a guitar stroke, every time there was a bass stroke, there'd be a cymbal, a kick, a snare, or something driving it along with such passion, ferocity, and emotion that you just could not help get caught up in the moment, basically. And knowing that we're never going to hear anything from him again is quite a sad thing. And so, yeah, love you, Joe.
I must have been 4, maybe 5 years old when I was first introduced to the enigma that is Joey Jordison on those first few Slipknot records. He just totally embodied the ferocity and the raw power that band was bringing to the table that no one else had brought before. From the giant drum kit to the just furious way of playing, it'll go unmatched forever. So rest in power, Joey.
Hey mate, it's Jared here. Just talking about that, the legend Joey Jordison himself. I guess for me, he influenced me in a lot of ways. Obviously double kick, trying to learn blast beats but never really getting there. And I guess I've seen a few negative comments about him in the last few days. But really, man, he just pushed that kind of extreme, kind of sloppy, kind of crazy, quad chops, all that kind of stuff into the mainstream. And that's what I love about Joey Jordison, man.
So the thing with Joey, he brought an old school, hectic, frenetic, he had a fire in his playing. It was just undeniable with his playing style. It was pure bombast, old school beats, freshened up. It wasn't blast beats for 10 minutes. He'd just throw them in where they needed to be, not too much, not too little. He kept everything just right. He helped bring metal to the mainstream when metal was really struggling to survive. It was struggling with its identity. Even Machine Head had cornrows and Adidas jumpsuits and rap. So Slipknot, I think, basically saved metal, and Joey had a lot to do with that. He personally inspired me to kick my drumming up a few notches and to, add a little bit of fire, zest, speed, flair, and everything else. He's very important in my style, and yeah, it's a shame. I'm the same age as he is, so it's pretty sobering. Rest in peace, Joey. You're a legend.
G'day guys, my name's Dan Clayton. I'm a working drummer from Auckland, New Zealand. What did Joey Jordison mean to me? Basically, he was, and still is actually, an enormous influence in my playing. He's the reason that I play a double pedal today, and he inspired me to go down a much heavier path with his work with Slipknot, in particular the first 3 albums. The band was very much never the same without him, and he's an absolute drumming icon, and his presence will be definitely missed in the metal scene. So rest in peace, you absolute legend.